I'm not sure it's not like when you're not feeling well, you go out and buy something to make you feel better. When it's all over, you've got it, but you still don't feel well.
Mm-hmm.
If it was my choice, I think I would have used that money in probably the most needed area we have in this country, which would create jobs, and that's the whole infrastructure.
Aren't these things sometimes driven by politics, and it's exactly what you'd expect in a campaign year?
In law school, we call that leading the witness. Yes. You've made the point.
Well, so talk to me for a moment about the political.
Well, the
campaign.
economics of doing something is very compelling. It's like the Fed responding to a worldwide stock market problem. I mean, you know, you can't get away from the politics is not necessarily bad, to be responsive, to make everyone feel good and put some money in their pocket.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I'm sure some of them will pay off their credit card debt and they will do some of those things. But
typically that's not
it does not have any shelf life.
Yeah.
And if you decide that you're going to spend $175 billion to build the Dulles Corridor or rebuild something in Arizona or build a bridge that won't fall down in Minneapolis, I mean, if you're going to do that, that has shelf life. Once you start that, it'll outlast the $175 billion. And we have so much infrastructure in this country, sewers, water, that's out of date. That's
yes.
what I would have done.
I think they're about to
They're
about to redo the sewers in Georgetown. We're really looking forward to that. Do you have a candidate in this race?
I'm like most people. I think I'm sort of bewildered by the whole thing and not terribly comfortable so far with anyone.
Who's best for banking?
I would not say there's a great candidate for banking, period. Who's best for the economy? I'm not sure. It remains to be seen in some of the debates, which have not gotten beyond.
And there's still so many variables that haven't been resolved. I mean, right now, most of the debates have just been sort of going at each other, but once there are candidates for each party, the economy will be.
Well, I would say no one really has talked about the deficit, and the deficit is now an issue. It was what, when 9/11 occurred, we did away with the 30-year bond because we had a surplus, and now we're $3 trillion in debt. That's a heavy burden to carry, and we have fed everyone's hunger in this country for something over the last few years.
Want.
And they're not all just earmarks. They're like, of course, the war costs a lot of money, but I mean, the truth of it is, the deficit is an enormous burden for the country, and I'm not sure. I'm not knee-jerk about that. I think you can run a deficit and it's okay. You know, there's a balance level. It's like running your own family debt, but it's a little bit out of control, and no one wants to be the skunk at the picnic and say we're going to stop this.
Yeah.
And so, you know.
It was interesting when I was doing my research for this interview. I was talking to various people, and nobody in this room was a source. But they were, I was saying, well, how do people at the bank feel about Mike Harreld? How do people feel about him? And they said, people are not afraid of him. It's nice, I guess, when you're a boss, right? Employees would really like to deal with him more. And you can get the feeling you can go into his office and talk to him. How is your relationship with the bank? What do you think your role is with your
You're a communicator and a cheerleader.
Yeah.
The object of the exercise is to have everybody there knows how to do what you don't know how to do, and let them do it, and help them do it, and be their lawyer when something's in the way, either internally or externally, to give them the resources what they need to do, and the support. They don't need anybody to tell them what to do. They don't need any sort of draconian direction. They need guidance, and they need a polar star they can follow.
So, because it's important when you come into an existing bank like you did, and to pull people along. And I'm sure, how many Riggs people did you retain? Do you know the
40%.
percentage? 40%. And did you lose some people you didn't want to lose? Or do you? Three. And do you see your own business as being secure going into whatever is up ahead?
I think 2008 will do very well. We're very, you know, I know people get fatigued with this, but it's very important to understand what's going on in the economy right now, to understand that the financial services industry is loosely an industry. It's a long way between PNC and Bank of America and Countrywide Financial and Eagle Bank. I mean, you call us all the same, but we do entirely different things. 60% of our income comes from fees in businesses that have nothing to do with lending money. So we
that
have
puts you in a good place.
We do not have to stretch for earning assets in the form of loans to make our payroll.
Yeah. Well, it's been fascinating talking to you. I'm sure you might want to hang around for a moment. Maybe some people would like to meet you. You've been a great guest.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Listening to the guests that are coming up, I wouldn't have come to hear me.
Oh, please. No. Come on, let's give them a hand.